Hi guys, let's solve the most difficult SAT math questions, which is helpful for you to improve your confidence and boost your scores. The first question is related to the system of linear and quadratic equations. For example, when we are given these two equations, one equation is the linear one, and the other one is quadratic equations. We know it's a bit difficult to solve the quadratic term equations. And A is a constant. So the graphs of the two equations intersect at exactly one point, x, y, in the xy plane. So what's the value of x? This question is difficult and it's a visual difficult question. So let's see how to solve it. As we see these two equations intersect at one exactly point, then we can set the equations equal, right? So we get such an equation, and then we can rearrange the quadratic term, right? We can simplify and rewrite the equation to this form, right? And then we know they only intersect at one point. Then the discriminant b squared minus 4 times ac must be 0. Then we can solve the value of x, which equals negative b divided by 2a, right? So we just plug in the value of a, b, and solve the value of x. So we need to memorize cake concept that is for only one exact solution of the two equations, then the discriminant must be 0, right? And then we can solve for the value of x. For the second question is related to the advanced algebraic manipulation. We are given the equation, right? It's quite complex, right? It is true for all values of x is now equal to 2 divided by a. Then a is a constant. So what's the value of a? When we are given the hint that a is now equal to 2 divided by a, then we know that the denominator is not 0. So we can simplify such an equation by multiply the both sides by the denominators. So we can clear the denominators and get a new equation, right? And then we can expand this equation and simplify it, right? When we expand all the parasitors, we get such an equation, and then we know the coefficients of x squared terms should be equal for the both hand sides. So 24 equals negative 8 times a, so a equals negative 3, right? So this is a solution and the steps we solve for such difficult questions. We just want to simplify the equation and expand all the parameters. And for the third question, this the geometry with similar solids. That is, we have two rectangular prism A and B. They are similar to each other, and we know for the rectangular prism A that has a volume of such cubic inches, and we know the value of prism B, right? And we know the surface area of prism A, right? And then we are required to calculate the surface area of prism B in the square inches. So the most important solution and the hints for this one is to remember that prism B is similar to prism A, right? So here's the solution and explanation. We can calculate the volume ratio of the two prisms, the k cubed by divide the volume value of the two rectangular prisms. Then we get the value of k, which is also called the linear scale factor, right? Which equals 7. And then we can calculate the k-square, which is called the area scale factor. Then it equals 49, right? And then we can calculate the surface area of B by um, multiplying the k-square with the surface area of A, right? So we get the correct answer here, right? So we need to memorize the characteristics of the similarity of two prisms, right? For question 4, it is advanced trigonometry and similar triangles. We have two triangle ABC and DEF, right? And the triangle ABC is right triangle. The measure of the angle B is 90, uh, 90, and then we know the value of BC and AC, right? We know the triangle DF is similar to triangle ABC. Yeah, this is the most important hint to solve this question, right? And also the vertices of D, E, and F correspond to the vertices of A, B, and C, right? And then each side of the triangle DF is 1 divided by 3, the length of the corresponding sides of triangle ABC. So we are required to calculate the value of sin F, right? So let's see how to solve it. We need to rely on the hint that triangle DF is similar to triangle ABC, and we know um, the angle F should be equal to angle C. Then we know the sin F equals sin C, since they are the same, right? And then we can use Pythagorean theorem to find the value and measure of AB, right? We know the AB square plus 16 square equals 20 square. Then we calculate the value of AB, right? And then we rely on the, the solution of the sin C, calculate the value here, and then we know the sin C is exactly the same of sin A, right? And we know that we didn't use a hint that the 1 divided by 3 side length information is a distractor, right? We do not need that since sin F is always the same as sin C, right? Let's check the question 5. It's radicals and exponents. We know 3 times x minus y equals 12. Then what's the value of this term, right? It's exponential terms. Then we need to rewrite it and simplify it so that we can, uh, use equation given. Okay, let's see how to rewrite the term, right? We can use common base for the 8 and the 2, right? And then we can rewrite the terms by using the same common base, 2, the number 2, right? And then we can apply the policy of the exponential calculations, index calculation rules, right? And then we can get the simplified of the exponential terms, right? So we can plug in the value of 3 times x minus y equals 12, and we get the correct answer, right? For the question 6, it's a circle equation under the general forms, right? So here we are given such an equation. This is an equation of a circle in the xy plane, right? So what's the radius of the circle, right? We need to rewrite the equation to convert to the standard form of the circle, right? So the standard form should be in this way, right? And then we can group all the terms in our equation. We can complete the square of x and complete the square for y, right? And we can add to both sides to get a new transformed equation, right? And we can factor and simplify it by writing to this form. So this is a standard form of the circle in the xy plane. So we know that the r square equals 4, so the radius should be positive 2, right? So the most important thing to remember what is the standard form of the circle, and also we need to convert our equation to the standard form to get a radius. For the question 7, we are interpreting the exponential parameters. We are given such an function, f models the population of a certain city t years after the year 2003, right? And according to this model, the population is predicted to increase by 4% every n months. So what's the value of n, right? Let's see how to solve it. So the growth factor is 1 plus 4%. It is 1.04. It indicates a 4% increase. So such increase occurs when the exponent t divided by 4 equals 1, right? So for each 4 years, we have a 4% increase happens in the population of the city, right? So we can convert the 4 years to months. It is 48 months. So this question is not so difficult, but we need to understand the question quite well so that we can calculate the number of months, right? So mastering the difficult questions of the SAT official questions is very important to improve your confidence and boosting your scores. And you also need to practice regularly with official SAT math questions. So it is more important to understand the underlying concepts, not just the steps to solve that question. So please subscribe me for more SAT math questions and tips. Thank you and see you.